Right. Welcome, everyone, back to Mario Kart Central. We got some more MKU Primetime for you lovelies. Hope you've all had a fairly enjoyable 2 matches. We've got Prestige versus Requiem for you today. Of course, I'm not alone. I am joined by Knight. How you doing, bro?
Hey, Squidz, how about you?
Yeah, I'm doing alright. Fairly stressful MKU matches, especially the first one. But yeah, we have managed to come out alive. So yeah.
How did you personally do?
Sorry?
How did Charis personally do in
we went 1-1.
Okay.
We had a loss versus Inflow, so well played to them, and then a win versus Euphoria Ra EU2. So yeah.
Yeah, we were lucky to go 2-0, but it was a challenge. But we're likely going to be seeing today, though, a really exciting matchup between Prestige and Requiem. This is an interdivision match in Division 1. So very curious to see what players both teams are going to be presenting themselves with in their starting 6. I do know that I think Prestige did come off of a win against Euphoria not too long ago in the first match. And it looks like Requiem, I'm not sure what their result was there for that first matchup for themselves. But
yeah, they were against Star Clan, I think. But yeah, again, I don't know who came out on top for that. But we do have the lineups on the screen right now. So on the side of Prestige, I think it's kind of it's the lineup you'd kind of expect, keeping it basic. We've got Angel, Julian, Roberto, Ryans, Sebas, and Tynan.
That lineup there for Prestige, and then on the Requiem side, you got Dayam, Impo, JB, Nitro, Sigma, and Toad. We're going to be following along with Nitro on the Requiem side for today's matchup. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. I think Prestige was, if I'm not mistaken, just off the top of my head, they've kind of went on a small run. Or actually, I think they went 2-4 up until today, so this would have brought them to 3-4. And then, so for Requiem, though, they're 4-2 on the flip side before this week. So not sure how that match with Star Clan played out for them. We're definitely seeing a lot of unique things shape up here because as of right now, Requiem is sitting in that top wildcard spot. Prestige is trying to fight for that as well. The Requiem Star Clan matchup as well, with Star Clan being 2 games behind going into this week, kind of playing a big factor there. And I know XI, they lost to World Friend, and I'm not sure what their second result was. So a huge shakeup potentially for the D1 wildcard spot with this matchup.
Yeah, most definitely. On the topic of Prestige, if I'm being honest, I think people expected them to be doing a little bit better than they are. Like, they're not doing terribly, but I think people were expecting them to really be fighting at the top of the table, at least in a wildcard spot, and they're falling a little bit behind. So they're gonna have to see if they can pick up this win versus Requiem. That will definitely boost their chances if they are going to make wildcard spot. As you can see, we've already got 12 in room, so props to everyone for being fairly speedy on that part. And you see, Requiem,
one for Tick-Tock, and then the rest Bone Dry Dunes there coming in from that other team. But yeah, I don't know what you could attribute that to for Prestige. They didn't get off to the hottest start you would have expected in the first 2 weeks, and I believe just from talks with the team there that it could maybe be like a depth issue, and they're just because they're just a small team, and like other teams, like we saw Nove the other night, they have around 20 plus 30 plus people, so that could be a factor.
Yeah, I think it looks like it has picked the lone Tick-Tock Clock, so that's where we're going to be starting this match. Place your bets, folks, if I can speak. Prestige versus Requiem. Who's going to take it? I think I'm going to give it to Requiem, but I think it's going to be close.
All I know is I'm from Las Vegas. I'm a betting man, and it was an 8.25% chance that Tick-Tock will be picked, and here we are. So gotta always be crunching the numbers, but it looks like a solid set of spots here for. Oh boy, that might have been a unfortunate TK there with the damage, but it looks like Prestige is commanding that lead.
Yeah, he's got this red in 8th, and it does look like there's a decent amount of his team around him. We do see Julian streaming up. Nitro's going to see if he can challenge Julian here. No, Boomerang's going to say otherwise. Not sure who that's from, but it's going to take out a decent amount of Requiem. Roberto's back here in 10th, it looks like. Oh, he's going to back Twonk. That was a really good back spam from Nitro. Twonk's going to be sitting in 12th now, and I do also believe that's Requiem in 11th.
For that Shroom to kind of get away from running into that pillar there by Nitro, as we do see a combination of Prestige and others up front there. But I will just say this as a disclaimer: I do have some Prestige players on my fantasy lineup, so I apologize if there is any bias or any outbursts on my end. I need Sebast to get going, and I unfortunately benched Julian. But other than that, back to the action. We're seeing, it's 5 and 6 occupied there by Prestige. Nitro with the pull here gets triple Shrooms and Fire. We'll have to see what he does there with Roberto triple reds. Or triple
Yeah,
green.
that blue shell took out Sebast, I'm pretty sure. I'm honestly starting to think this might be a Requiem top 3, because there's quite a lot of prestige in the middle spots right here. Roberto's going to make quick work of Nitro thanks to that fire, but I do think that might have been a top 3, maybe a top 2-4 for Requiem here.
Fortunate finish here from Nitro, but yeah, Ryan's there up in first. Sebastian
Never mind.
going down to 4th. So 1, 4, 5, 6, 7 for Prestige. That's a pretty solid win. Gonna wait and see when the score pops up on our screen, but it looks like we're waiting for the score to come in. I don't know. I mean, that's a big race for Prestige, plus 16. And yeah, I always thought that they had one player up there, but you kind of saw the way Roberto was fighting for it, and a lot of action going on in the mid-pack. That mid-pack final turn really was what I think turned the tide there for Prestige to get those middle spots, I guess you could say.
Yeah, I completely forgot about Ryan's. Ryan's managing to hold down the fort, even after his teammate Sebast being blued and being hit out, unfortunately. Requiem getting bottom 3, that's not a good start. Prestige are going to try and opt for PPS, which they do get. They're going to try and steamroll ahead and try and get as many points as early as possible.
One of the things that I don't know how I'm going to articulately describe this is something we saw there on the final turn of Tick-Tock was a lot of players in stars and a lot of players with triples. Very important if those players with the stars just try to bop or run into the players on the opposing team with the trips to kind of neutralize them. That can definitely get you a lot of points really quickly. But here on our PPS, here on board with Nitro, starting from the shotgun position of 12th, does end up taking the cut, end up making through a few positions here, but it looks like there is a little bit of a jockeying position there for the lead, and it could be one of the Requiem players that might have just overtaken the lead there from Prestige.
Yeah, we do know Ryan's is definitely up in the top 2 spot, I think. Whether he's in first, he's leading the pack, I'm not sure. That DK, that's Tainan, yes. I think that is Ryan still in first. Yeah, you can see him just going the distance. This bomb could do work on Ryan's. No, not quite. Valiant attempt, but it's not going to hit anyone, unfortunately. That would have been kind of crazy if that hit. That would have been clip-worthy.
33 here after race number 1. Going into lap number 2, we're seeing that one player in 8th that's going to be at the way and avoids getting hit there by the star, or I hope not. But somehow his green went somewhere, probably behind him, more than likely. Star, and then also a little bit of roulette coming into play there with the triple mushrooms in pocket there for Nitro. It's going to be an 8, 9, 10 here for Requiem. And we do see, I know Tynan there is battling that 4th, 5th position, but it's all over the place. Angel's in the back.
Yeah, do you see 12th's in a bill right now, so it makes you wonder if there is a shock in play, it's definitely behind that bill. Can't see just yet.
In the bill.
Did you see Impo's holding a ghost? I have to see if he goes into it anytime soon. There's quite a lot of RE in the middle and quite a lot of prestige in the top. Is this a top 5 for prestige, possibly?
So what was interesting is Angel and JB were in the back. The Waluigi in the back had a star, then a blue shell. So that must mean I didn't see anything from 11th come out yet. We'll have to wait and see what happens here. There might be another item in play for that 11th place Waluigi. Doesn't look like it, though.
Yeah,
and as we're going in, here's the scrum at the line.
Yeah, is that a top 5 for prestige? I think it's likely. No, damn, managing to hold down first there. There's still a 2, 3, 4, 5 for prestige, though, so it's most certainly a winning race for them.
2 through 5, 10, and 11, so it's got to be relatively narrow, though.
Yeah, first place does a lot of damage in this game. Top 2 especially.
Plus
Yeah,
6
just the
wins.
first. Yeah, a +6 for prestige. It really does just go to show how overpowered first place is in this game. Those 3 bonus points over second, and the 5 points over third.
Kind of
Yeah,
like it though. I mean, you got to go for the win because the win does mean a lot. And just kind of like in real racing. I mean, the win, like
yeah.
I'll be honest. Like I am a first generation MK8 Deluxe player. I have played, other games obviously with friends. I'm not like that much of a caveman, but with the points distributions of like Wii U and then DS, and then you go into all the other games in the past. I mean, yeah, I know it's radically different, but it does make for some exciting racing too, especially with
Hmm.
the items coming into play.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Requiem are gonna get the DKJ pick. It's I think they're kind of wiping away the sweat that Prestige didn't get that Dolphin Shoals pick, because then Prestige would probably be able to ride off into the sunset with all those drafting spots. Nitro's not going to get a box here, unfortunately. Rise is going to throw a green up. Doesn't look like it's going to connect. These triple greens from Roberto could deal some damage though. There we go. It's just as I say, Nitro is going to be hit down to 9th. You see Tainan in 12th, I think.
Yeah, he's in 11th or 12th. Yeah, that Waluigi there was in a boo. Also, just want to say too, if you're watching us on Juked, appreciate you watching us there. It's a Twitch aggregating service, so
Of
excited to
course,
see
yeah.
if you're with us watching competitive Mario Kart for the first time. Nitro's item gets booed. He does still have the single shroom at his disposal, followed up by trips behind it, and just a sea of Waluigi's up there at the front. You can kind of tell that it looks like a prestige-heavy, commanding top portion, and it looks like Requiem is trying to break into it. But that being said, there are some Requiem players, I think, in that top 4, at least 1 or 2. Blue Shell coming into play here as well.
Roberto is going to use that horn efficiently, so we can definitely assume that there is Prestige in first. Not quite sure who it is, because we do see Ryan's is in 5th right now. Triple greens for Roberto, but also triple greens for Nitro. If he's going to use the greens, he's going to throw them all up now, which he's not going to do. It's just, he seems to have all his teammates around him, so he can't really find a valuable spot to use these, or at least throw them away.
My mind is wandering, and there's a scene in Harry Potter, The Prisoner of Azkaban, where they're taking that bus like through tiny turns, because how Nitro's playing and kind of managing the spacing behind Roberto with the triple greens, it's kind of phenomenal. That's what it reminds me of. Blue Shell coming into play, and so now we're going back into the action. There's JB and Seabass there, so I think it is a little bit more of a prestige-heavy top part. I could be wrong.
Yeah, I'd say so. That blue might do a little bit of damage, but if you've got all your team to support you, then it's only a blue shell can only do so much. I think it's most certainly a prestige winning race. A top 3, 6, 7, 12. 12 is going to nullify it a little bit, but yeah, as I said, definitely a winning race for prestige. I would guess around a +12, +14, perhaps. Maybe a bit more.
8 through 11 being Requiem there, and yeah, famous line from Harry Potter. Take it away, Ern! And then they go through the bus, and it's great. But yeah, I mean, just it's good spacing there by Nitro. I mean, he's been kind of put into some tough spots here, not being able to advance positions because of the item sets from players around him. So that being said, now it is a 42-point lead here for Prestige going into race number, I believe it's going to be race number 4. But yeah, it's kind of an interesting war so far. Requiem, I mean, they're still in it. They just need to figure out a way to kind of break the front presence that Prestige has at the moment.
Yeah, I think their options, as you can see, they're opting for dry desert. They're just gonna try and reset the grid completely, which I think they hopefully will be able to do so here.
Going into dry desert here, this is going to be a fun lottery pick of a track, to say the least. So should be kind of interesting to see what specifically happens here. But yeah, I'm looking forward to what's going on. Going to be starting off here in Nitro now into 6th place. Let's see the breakdown of baggers versus runners. Nitro opts to run, but it's all over the place right now, Squidz.
Yeah, we do. Is that all of Requiem are just up here right now? Yeah, Yeah, that's quite smart from Nitro. He's realized that RE were top 4, and if all of Prestige are at the back trying to get the Shark, then the odds of them getting it are extremely high, and they're just going to be able to get loads of momentum off that, especially if none of Requiem can dodge. That's an extremely early shock.
Carefully.
I'm starting to think that that was used extremely early because another one, a second shock, might be in play. Either that or it was just accidentally spammed.
I think you could be right. That is a star? Okay, but you got to factor in too. I kind of do agree with your theory because, I mean, obviously that other shot could have been nullified, but there were just so many people back there at distance that I honestly do think you're right, Squidz. But here we go now. Nitro here in 11th has the star. You're going to see him kind of take this hard right-hand turn, I think, once he, oh, great pull, gets the golden shrooms followed up by a bullet here. But the thing is with this track, it's kind of that fun mix of you don't want to make your move too early because then you're going to get robbed on the back end on the final turn. So you got to make the move just right.
He's in a perfect spot right now because, oh, never mind. Angel did have a second shock. Assuming he was holding that since lap 1. He used it in, I think, 7th. Nitro is actually still in a good spot, though, because he can star up here. He's not going to opt to take the ultra shortcut with his golden, which is interesting. I think he's just going to wait until the second stages of the race. Someone's going to be building up. That's going to be Ryan's. Triple reds after his golden. That's not ideal. However, Ryan's is... oh no, trying to triple reds of his own. This is going to get a bit messy. Ryan's is planting behind him. Toad's going to be taken out, I think. A third shock! Oh my goodness.
So what's that? That's 3 at least, right? I got to get fact-checked on this. I think the unofficial number of record shocks in a race is 5. I know some people were trying to break that record intentionally the other day. But, no, unfortunate there for Nitro.
I think that's another huge race for Prestige.
Oh,
it is a top 3, 5, 6.
5, 6, 9. Bottom 3 for Requiem. Man.
Were all of those shocks Prestige? Because, so obviously we know the second one was theirs because it was courtesy of Angel. That third one must have been theirs as well because they finished in top 3, 5, 6. Now, we still don't know. Yeah, we still don't know who that, what side that first shock was from because it was extremely early. It's as I said, it's either it was accidentally spammed at around the 30-second mark, or Prestige just pulled 2 shocks extremely early and dodged with one of them.
Yeah, I have to think that at least 2 of the shocks were Prestige. It's funny, the chat's saying that it's 5 and 150cc, 7 and 50cc. But who knows? I think at least 2 of the 3 were Prestige. We're going to Cheeseland now in what's turned into a bagging expo here for MKU Primetime. So be prepared for the pack to spread out yet again and for more shocks to be in play.
It's just like dry desert. Going to see half the room opt to stay back at the start as we see Nitro demonstrating well. Shocks are extremely powerful on this track, and even if you don't get shocked, you can still catch up extremely easily just simply by how much you can cut off via shortcuts. I think he did manage to backspam Ryan's there. Not like it really matters too much, but I thought I'd still point that out.
Nice swing. And the one thing I'm just thinking of, at least from this on a macro level, because I'm not D1, so my brain processes things slowly, but there could be a point where Requiem runs out of bagging tracks, so they're going to need something to happen here in the next 2 to 3 races. Because it's been clear over the first couple of races that Prestige did kind of have a little bit of a better front presence. And now with some of the bagging going the way of Prestige, and the fact that there's only a limited supply of really hardcore bagging tracks, this could be a little bit of an issue for Requiem if they don't get their act together.
Yeah, most certainly. We do see Roberto is going to be taking the Bill exploit as well as Nitro. Roberto is holding a star, I think that is, because if that's a shock in third, then oh my. Looking like it's a start though. That's definitely a Requiem shock, I think. Roberto dodging though, so could actually kind of be swung both ways. A banana's not a great pull here. Roberto is going to have triple shrooms in second. Not quite sure who that is in first, but I think they dodged two.
Gotta think that that could have maybe gone both ways. There were at least maybe 3 players that dodged there in the back part of the pack.
Well,
Bomber and Shroom, not ideal here, but good thing is that does, I think, connect with Angel, and now Nitro has moved into second place. That first place player, if we can get the tag up, not sure who
it's Requiem. It's Requiem because they bombed Roberto. It's going to be a top 2 for Requiem. That back spam's not going to connect. Oh, that blue shell extremely close. Roberto's going to sneak into third. Tainan, unfortunately, is going to be in last. We'll have to see. Top 2, 6, 7, 9, 10. That's a winning race for Requiem, but maybe not by as much as they would have really wanted, because here is this race is really where they needed to just completely swing all momentum. And whilst they've swung some of it, considering how much they're down,
the real issue too is that Prestige put up 50 points in the last 2 races before Cheeseland. Just to be clear, so that was a 12-point win there for Requiem. They are down a little bit more, or they're actually down by 60 total.
1,175 to Requiem. I saw that very briefly.
Yeah, this is going to be a little bit of a grind for them, as we still have about 7 more races to go here in this war. But it is possible here on RMC. This is going to be another. It's a bagging track, obviously, but it's not like as hardcore as like a Cheeseland. But it'll be interesting to see what happens. The shock will likely be imminent here.
Yeah, I didn't even notice that there was a disconnect on the side of Requiem, likely during dry desert. So that's definitely not going to help them. Top 2 and Requiem are rightfully going to take a shot at running this. Nitro, very interesting lines there. But got a green in 7th right now. Not exactly ideal, but as you said, another bagging track. This it's a fairly shock-reliant track. Again, lots to cut off via shortcuts. We'll have to see mainly what happens at the back of the pack here. Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, if you can beat the shock, you can win, depending on the position you're in. So this is why I love this track, just because if you're very good at predicting shocks, or you have a very reliant shock bagger, you're going to be put in a really solid position here, depending on if you have the right dodges at the right time. Triple shrooms here, as Nitro here is in 5th. We're seeing that's either Roberto or Tynan there.
It's Tynan.
The first place position. That means Roberto's trailing there in last. Blue shell's coming into play for Tynan, and we're seeing a mix of Angel, JB, Dayam, and a combination of 2 and 2 up there for both teams. But shock comes into play.
Yeah, most certainly a prestige shock there, I think, to cancel out the effects of the blue shell. Someone got greened out there. Didn't quite see who that was. Tynan's still managing to keep some front presence, so props to him. Now, who is that in top 2? Not quite sure. We'll have to find out. It's Toad. It's going to be taken out. I think that's Ryan's in first. It is. Is that red going to connect? No, it's not. Ryan's just going to keep his first place. 1-3, I think, for Prestige, at least.
1-3, 7, 9, bottom 3. But I don't know what happened to Toad. Toad was in 3rd, and I was just thinking in the back of my mind that Nitro's dragged red got way too close to comfort to Toad.
Yeah.
And you hate to, I mean, on the final turn, how do you go from 3rd to 10th like that? I think it might have connected with him, but
it's possible.
Nonetheless, I mean, that's another solid win there for Prestige. I think officially now it's plus 18 wins, so that brings Prestige's lead up to 78 here. So again, it's not curtains at all by any means for Requiem here, but they're going to need to do something to get back in through the this next half of the action to really minimize this lead. We've seen comebacks like this before, so it's for sure possible, but this is the issue. They are running out of bagging tracks very quickly.
Yeah, going to what is considered to be yes, another one. Going to Excitebike Arena. You got I actually do like that Water Park pick. Water Park is one of Prestige's stronger tracks. I think if I remember correctly, we did see Prestige get a top 6 in, I think, the last season of MKU on stream. I think against World Friend Star, I think, in the finals. So that was quite hype. Unfortunately, we're not going to go there though. We're going to Excitebike. Ryan's is going to be redded out quite early on though.
Yeah, still social distancing in play. The water parks are not open yet, but I'll be honest, I've come to like water park because when I've been allying with some of these top teams, like they love these running tracks. Star Clan being one of them, Prestige being one of them, and I'm sure there's others in D1 as well. But we're gonna see a lot of hardcore bagging. We're seeing the DK split up, Roberto and Tynan, so we know that as well. And then a combination and a mix here of some of the Waluigis. And I believe that Roy, is that Roy Seabass maybe?
That's Sebas, yes.
Seabass, yeah.
He's going to be taking this blue, it looks like. I do kind of want to highlight how Roberto did stop at the set at the end of lap 1. I'm not sure if it's indicating an early shock. I don't think so. I think he was just bagging to get better items, I think. But still got to take it into consideration. Julian's chilling out in 5th with shrooms like Nitro. Well, that red could be a bit spooky, yeah. Speaking of spooky, he's got a ghost in his pocket. I have to see if he can use this to possibly dodge a shock, because if he dodges a shock in 3rd, then he's set.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. Blue shell coming into play. We're going to see the boo being used. Is this the signal of something? Doesn't look like it just yet, but Nitro misses all item boxes. Only has a banana he can use, likely for defense here. There's a lot coming at him, especially with those reds. But this is going to be a huge scrum here in this final turn. So I don't know how to cast this, to be honest.
Yeah, this pack is extremely tight. Getting some item roulette lag. Coin in 8th. Oh, no.
And that's something that we saw on DKJ as well. So 1, 5, 7, 8, 9, 11. It's going to be probably a little bit of a narrow margin. Maybe a tie. Maybe like a +2, +4, maybe. The math is relatively correct.
Yeah, I think that's a winning race for Requiem by a little bit.
+2.
Yeah. Yeah, hopefully someone... I'm not sure if it's that same player who's experiencing some connection issues. Yeah, I mean, Sketch isn't in the room, so it's most certainly not him. Yeah, Prestige is up by 80 right now, with I think 5 races to go. So Requiem have got a mountain to climb. Again, as you said, last race, it's possible. It's just going to be, the odds aren't looking in their favors right now.
Yeah, even the wins that they're getting, they are very narrow wins. So that's just something to kind of keep in mind. But we're going to be going in here. We're seeing a random pick placed. We have 5 for Yoshi Circuit and then also 6 for Dolphin Jules. So it's looking like the MKU Yoshi Circuit here.
I think we have just hit we just hit 5 bagging tracks in a row. I would like to point that out.
Yeah, I honestly thought, that we could be running out of bagging tracks early on. I thought this could be a problem, and it might be for Requiem here.
All right, we'll have to see how many opt to bag again. Like Cheeseland, there is a bill exploit you can use in this track. Right on this cut, which Nitro's going to try and do shroomless. A valiant effort, but not quite going to get it. I do actually think someone on the side of Requiem did DC. Might be mistaken, though. Yeah, we do see the army of Waluigi's front-running right now.
That was such a clutch use of the Piranha Plant to avoid that blind banana. I mean, sometimes the Piranha Plant, the most useful thing about it is that you're going to be able to block and tackle reds, and you're going to be able to... Oh, speaking of blocking and tackling, look at that Roy. That was...
Jeez.
Sebas there.
Yeah.
Just ramming Nitro out of that double item box. We're seeing some physicality here from Prestige. But looking at this, though, lots of bullets here in play. I think Prestige has at least 2. Nitro has 1 as well.
Yeah.
Oh, great use there. He saw the bullet in his back camera so early. They wanted to take out Nitro before the cut, and Nitro caught it. So very good use of that X. Don't think it can get any better than that.
It's just it's a prime example of why looking back is such it can be such a good tool. Your rear view mirror Oh, that's an amazing pull as well. A start and a bill in 7th. Golly, that is an amazing pull, especially with first place being blued as well. If he builds up here, assuming he doesn't pass too many people, which he shouldn't. Oh, he's going to dodge in 5th with a bill. Oh, this is dirty. This is dirty.
It should have been a prestige shock because I saw that Sebas was able to dodge, unless maybe it was timed by some of the prestige members. I don't know.
Felt like he's going to be forced into his bill here, unfortunately. He's going to take you up to 1st. He's going to have triple shrooms. Ari sitting in a fairly comfortable top 2, unless Angel's got something to say about it, which it doesn't look like he does. Sebas is going to come into 3rd to ruin the top 3. Who's that in last? I think that might be a disconnect,
like
unfortunately.
Yeah, that's going to be Athaway Sigma, so that's unfortunate. Bottom 3 for
Yeah, that's going to cancel it out.
And you kind of hate to see it. I mean, that happened to us in America's Cup. Like you have a series of DCs and you're trying to get back into it, but there's just not as many races. You're running out of track picks. And to my knowledge, I don't know the exact number, but Requiem's been getting a decent amount of the bagging tracks. It's almost just like, what can you do at this point, right? You're running out of time. And
yeah, and now they've just decided, what else are they going to go? I think they just decided they're just going to focus on the top 2. Yes, they may have bottom 3, but if they can try and keep their top 2 with Hyrule Circuit, as we know, Hyrule Circuit, a great track for top 2. If they can extend their top 2 and hopefully get a little bit more front presence, then this could be the start of an incredible comeback. But if a comeback's going to happen, it's going to happen now. I think that's a sub, unless it is just Athaway again, who's just changed his me in his name.
I would bet that's a sub.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so there's 2 options here. You can either put confidence in your runners, and the top 2 here for Requiem, which is Nitro, and I'm not sure who this runner was. I think it was Dam, right? But the other option is you could try to maybe go mid spots, like an ED, Royal, and kind of hope and pray. But the biggest issue, or the concern I have and I like the gamble that they're going with, the confidence of their runners, is maybe if Prestige is able to kind of take control of this race, that's doomsday. And at least with the middle spot, it's a little bit more of a gamble. So I kind of agree with what their strategy is, but their top 2 really have to continue to press hard these next 2 laps.
Yes, top 2 still for Requiem. I think they might possibly have top 3. If my eyes didn't deceive me at the end of lap 1. Double defense, double Ds. He's going to get rid of his green, and is he searching for a horn, maybe?
Chanting. Somebody in the back must have a blue that they're holding. Either
and there it is.
Star. There it is.
Will we see the blue? That is a good question. I think Sebas has managed to sneak up to 2nd. Meanwhile, yeah, that's the blue. It is.
Yep. So I'm not sure if that was maybe. It likely was Requiem throwing it, but I mean, it could have been a good call out from them saying, "Hey, blue's coming your way," but it likely was a Requiem one, given that they held it, and things like that happened. But yeah, top 2, and then we see 3rd place there is Sebas. So shock coming in.
That's going to target shot quite a lot of prestige, I'd like to say. I don't know. I think it was somewhat equal. This bomb in 1st could do work. We'll have to see if anyone dodges and comes up into 2nd. It's Julian. Uh-oh.
Does it connect?
I think it does. It's possible it could have connected with his teammate as well, though. We'll have to see. Nitro is going to hold on to 1st. Angel is going to just about get 2nd. And I think Tainan or Roberto is getting 3rd, too. So 2-3 for Prestige. 2-3 for...
Oh, no. So that bomb, Julian got 5th, so it must have connected with him. But there was another player in 2nd there on Requiem. That bomb must have really thrown off that player as well. So, yeah, that was one move that might have just set this war off for Requiem. As right now, I believe that was a +6 for Prestige. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was last race. So +6 for Prestige, losing race there for Requiem, and now it's an 88-point gap with 3 races to go. So this has to be a huge race here. They have to win by at least 10 or more to be able to prevent the tie. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, and even then, if they only get a plus 10 here, then it means they're going to have to get plus 78 in 2 races, which is basically the equivalent of 2 top 6s. So, going to be extremely difficult. Doable, yes, but I mean, the odds of it happening?
Going to the airport. Sunshine Airport here. Very phenomenal running track, and given the fact that the draft could be utilized here going to this turn, this is going to be a little bit more difficult for Requiem here to come back from. But it is possible. Obviously, a pretty solid glider section that you could use for the shocks. It's not over, so let's see what happens.
Yeah, but even then, if you consider it, you're going to need at least like you're basically going to need at least like 1 top 6, right? If you're Requiem and you want to win this. And if you're pulling shock as Requiem, then the odds of one of you being back there is extremely high. And so you've also got to argue maybe it's best not to go for shock. Maybe you just want to just completely just dominate the front and just pray that Prestige don't get one in return.
It's true, and I'm just speaking with a glass half full perspective.
Mm.
If me talking, this is a 2% chance that Requiem has to win. But I've been in a position like you were just talking about, Squidz, where we made a comeback, we did clutch out a race, and we had to basically do another top 6. We got the shock, but to your point, the problem is that player in the back with the shock is going to have to find a way to break back up into the top 6, and literally nearly did it, but the problem is when you're that guy in the back with the shock and you have all of the other members there, if they're going into an item box, it's still kind of game over.
Yeah.
So it's a very hard thing to do. It's overcoming basically like Mount Everest, but looking like this right now, second here for Nitro, that's going to be, I believe, Roberto there in first, Heinen there in third, and we're kind of seeing this pull away here for Prestige.
Oh, another red. Yeah, it's 3 reds. He's going to throw that. This should be the end for Roberto. Yeah, there he falls. He's going to get into the double, though. Oh no, Nitro's defenseless. I'm not sure how I feel about this. Yeah, here comes a red. Oh, yeah. And all of Prestige are going to just storm to the front. We do see Dayum and JB here, but yeah, I think this is curtains.
This is looking very unfortunate here for Requiem, as there's a huge scrum at the line. 3 players getting clipped. That could have, I don't know. That's a little bit interesting. 1, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. That's a narrow win for Prestige.
Yeah, I think so. That end kerfuffle definitely benefited Requiem for sure. I think I would imagine 2 of Prestige died and 1 of Requiem, but yeah, as we could see, it wasn't enough. With
for that race, plus 88. So this is going to be unfortunately curtains for Requiem, but they are playing right now for the points distribution. Not that matters necessarily because they're out of conference, but yeah, just kind of unfortunate. I mean, the whole war was just kind of unique. Just some of the luck that they failed to be on the receiving end from some of those bagging tracks, and then running out of bagging tracks.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, I think Dolphin Shoals is like the only other one that I can think of right now. We went to Dry Drive, we went to Cheeseland, we went to DYC, we went to, I think they even went to, I don't know if they went to Dragon. I know they went to RMC. They have.
They've been all around the world. Yeah, Water Park though, not like it matters, as Prestige is up by 88 with 2 to go, which does mean unless Requiem get like 2 top 6s and then Prestige repick, yeah, it is going to be a Prestige win here. Prestige definitely needed this to get back into the shape of things in their conference.
Yeah, that's for sure. I'm actually going to double check and see if any other standings have been updated here for D1. So, yeah, Prestige got their win at Euphoria. We don't have any of the Requiem Star Clan updates yet, but again, Requiem, SC, and Prestige right now battling there. Arc even won a match So that could potentially put them in contention as well, too, in that battle, at least, not necessarily for the spot. But going into lap number 2 here, Nitro, though, with the bullet, followed up by a star.
Roberto's kind of Roberto's kind of styling the new look. I gotta say, the Morton with the red hot monster wheels. I don't know, kind of suits them, bro. Kind of suits them.
I'm not gonna rock it. I mean, you know, Glitch does the same thing. Goes heavyweight monster tires, you know, when it's curtains, and just kind of have fun with it, you know. Why not? But to each his own. It's your prerogative what loadout you want to pick, whether it's meta or not. Boomerang coming into play here. Tynan and Ryan's are slightly sitting ducks. I don't know if the Boomerang is going to reach in time, but it does connect with Ryan.
Ooh.
Oh! And I think he got clipped from the back as well.
He got rammed by someone with those triple greens. Unfortunately, couldn't see who it was. But this is currently bottom 3 for Requiem. So, bottom 4.
Oh boy.
We do see Roberto, I think, in 9th, but yeah, that is a hard, like that is like a hard, hard like minus 28 or so.
Well, for Pirate Friend, top 4, 6-8, Requiem is going down with the ship, so
yeah,
it's kind of unfortunate. I mean, hopefully they did do well against StarClan. I'm not sure if we even know the record or the match that StarClan had. Oh, StarClan actually, timeout, lost to Arcadia. Arcadia won. So this isn't as big of a blow, per se, to Requiem as it could be, because StarClan winning, XI, I think, lost. Prestige is going to win, and Arc is going to win 1. It's going to be really interesting to see what happens. Obviously, XI and Requiem kind of battling there in Conference A. Prestige battling there as well with Conference D along with StarClan.
It seems like a fairly mixed week as far as Division 1 goes, with RE going 1-1 after beating StarClan by 148. Fairly comfortable win on their side. Prestige gonna go, was it 2-0?
Yeah, 2-0. So this is going to be really interesting, at least with the way that the wild card is shaping up now, given the result of this match. And it, like you said, fairly mixed there for Requiem, so they still can't complain. I mean, 1-1 for them with the StarClan loss, and then I think they ended up going 1-1 too, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. They actually lost to Arc as well. So StarClan went 0-2. So yeah, it's really shaking up things. With Prestige going 2-0, they're going to be at the same record as Requiem. Not sure if XI went 1-1 or 2-0, or sorry, 1-1 or
0-2.
0-2. Sorry for that matter. So it's a huge shakeup, right?
Yeah, we'll have to find out next week, because I do believe next week is the final week before playoffs, if I'm not mistaken. So I hope we're all looking forward to that. I just realized, despite the fact we are on lap 2 already, I'm surprised that this is the first time we've seen this tonight.
It's true. I mean, we went through a whole slew of bagging tracks, so now with RWS, again, this is adding insult to injury here to Requiem. But, you know, Prestige obviously just trying to capitalize on that top 4 that they inherited going into this race. So final lap coming into play, but you got to think that the script is being flipped here with Requiem at least 2, 3, 4. Angel being stopped right now. The red coming into play. Oh, the bomb. Great use of the brakes there by Dayum.
Yeah, Nitro can't really use this shroom right now because it's just all his... Once again, just like DK Jungle, it's just his teammates around him. I think it actually is the exact same item combination as well. A single shroom and triple greens. I imagine he's just going to use it for the cut here. And hope... we do see Sebas pop into 3rd now. Let's see if he can hit Angel here. That'd be quite clutch if he does. No, not quite. Well done to Angel for avoiding that. 2-3-4 for Requiem. 2-3-4-6-7 for Requiem. Yeah. Oh wow, that's actually really satisfying. 3 people on exactly 100. Tainan falling 1 point short with 99. But yeah, wow.
Have to think that Angel was really using his X button right there. But nonetheless, a really solid win there by Prestige. I'm really hoping I didn't bench Julian, and I did. Great. But anyways, so really well done there. Prestige 512 to 390 there for Requiem.
Yeah, that was a lot more one-sided than I thought it was going to be. What seemed to happen was that Prestige, they just kind of they took that really late smiley face followed by the DC. Wow, that was extremely passive aggressive. But yeah, Prestige took the lead fairly early on, and even though Requiem did get the bagging tracks, it seemed like Prestige kind of outclassed them even on those, and so Requiem just could not get anything started.
Really couldn't. The pressure was on from the beginning, and even during the bagging tracks. I mean, Prestige just kind of kept that momentum and kind of really just kept the pressure on them from not only the running presence, but also from the back. And it's really good when a team can do that because it just forces you middle, and then you're kind of just putting your hands up, waving the white flag, like, well, what can I do? And that's kind of the situation that Requiem kind of caught themselves in. But I don't know if you have any final thoughts, Squidz. I have one cheap plug. I have to I'm obligated. I don't know. I have to promote, but you can go first.
Well, if I've got anything to say, it would simply just be good luck to everyone next week in their final 2 matches before playoffs. Hope they go well for you. Hope you've had a decent season. Obviously, we don't know who we're going to be casting next week, but it will be the final prime time before we do get into the D1 semi-finals.
Say that this abbreviated season has really made things interesting, for sure. Really condenses the action. It makes it a little bit more action-packed. And speaking of action, if you do want to get into some action, June 20th, that's going to be, I believe, today's the 7th, right? So basically 2 Saturdays from now, you have the ability to get into a 2v2 FFA partnership between not only MKC, but Allied Esports. They're a company that runs the events in Las Vegas that basically was the reason PH formed. And the really cool thing about that tournament is that they are sponsoring the tournament. It's a 2v2 FFA, open to everybody, online. First time they're doing it, and the $500 prize pool basically allows the winning team to get 100 per person, US obviously. But just by you making the finals, you're going to earn something. And they're going to be streaming it. So gotta give a shout out to T here, who I honestly think really good at what he does, stream hosting. But if you're talking about an esports company taking over a stream, I mean, it's just a whole different ballgame in terms of what they're able to do. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Definitely recommend signing up, find a partner, and look forward to seeing you there on the 20th as well.
Yeah, most certainly. I think that is going to be it for this week. Thanks to all for tuning in to MKU Primetime. As always, I've been Squidz. I'm joined by Knight. And yeah, we'll see you hopefully next week.